It was a year ago that I came here to ask the permission of President Wade to host this conference. Excellencies, I feel very confident coming back to you to say, well, in 1 year, we delivered. And I think Africa responded. I was just counting quickly. We have 48 flags, and Senegal's flag is here, 49. So Africa listened to you as well. So Africa is here in good numbers to see you. Excellency, 1 year is not a long time, but I'm very proud to tell you that with my team in UNIDO, with our friends in the UN system, with the African Union, let me tell you where we've been on the issue of renewable energy. We hosted in Addis Ababa, in the AU headquarters, together with Brazil and UNIDO and some other partners, an African biofuels conference. We then moved to Malaysia. We organized a major conference, 500-600 experts on different technologies in bioenergy, second and third generation. In a month, exactly a month, we will be in Brazil, hosting another renewable energy conference, but focusing on investment possibilities. And of course, today we are here. So in 1 year, I have lived up, we're trying to live up to the instructions you gave us. But in all of this, trying to expose Africa to the possibilities. And today I want to talk a little bit more about scaling up. Before that, I want to thank the German government. But also, I have another partner here I should also recognize, Austria. You were a pioneer. You are the only president who has thought of appointing a minister for renewable energy. So what you say, you do. And it's visionary. In other words, you're preparing Africa not for today, but Africa for 20, 30 years from now. I want to talk about some of the ambition that I know the president shares and my view. Also, Excellency, I'm pleased to tell you that as of January 1 this year, the Secretary General has appointed me chairman of the UN Energy Group. So scaling up. But let me put it in context. Where are we today in Africa, and where are we headed? Excellencies, I think that if we're discussing African development, African energy issues, we should not talk only about today. In other words, the crisis today, because that's why we are left behind. We are always reacting to the sudden crisis. Let's talk about where Africa will be. If you look at the population projections, 2030, 2050, Africans in 2030 will be about 1.4 billion. 2050 will be 1.9 billion. I am sure if you round it up, it's 2 billion. That's the Africa we should be talking about. What will we be like? Where will we be? So if we're looking at energy issues, it's not because we have a crisis today, so quickly we get a quick generator and pump energy quick, everybody's happy. It is to make the hard decision to say, how do we invest today for 20 years? You're doing that. If with 2 billion Africans, my friends in Development Cooperation, 2 billion Africans in 2050, what kind of development planning are we helping them do? Is it to fix things today? I always say we must distinguish between poverty management and poverty alleviation. Poverty management is when you move the man from $1 a day to $2 a day. You're still managing poverty. Poverty reduction is when they become wealthy. And to become wealthy, we need energy. I don't need to convince you, you're energy experts. Africa should be talking about wealth creation. When we keep talking about poverty alleviation, even our mind remains poor. It is the ambition here. Can we double Africa's power production capacity in 30 years? Can we double it? And within that, what proportion will come from renewable energy? Listen, Morocco contributes to the EU energy pool. And they told me, the Minister of Energy in Morocco says, we want to double that. It's a business. That should be the African ambition. How do we double energy production? Because we need to grow. Growing at zero with your population increasing, it is a crisis. Already now, maybe we're providing, between the United States and Europe, we are already supplying probably about 30% of the oil and gas needs. We are an energy player, but it is a contradiction that we still remain black. No power supply within the continent. If we are a major energy exporter, to what extent is Africa able to power its own economy to grow? To what extent? It is the same with minerals. But we don't think of our own energy provision. We don't think of regional approaches to cooperate on energy. The key question we should be looking at is, does Africa have a potential in bioenergy? If we can do it sustainably, and if it is if, can we do it sustainably? If so, can we help the European Union meet your targets? You have set a target that by 2020, 20% of your energy sources should be renewable. Can Africa be part of that provision for you? If we're to do that, can you invest south to us? And I believe we can. Morocco already proved we can. And I believe the rest of us. Can we invest in the south? We create jobs, we create agribusiness, we help Europe meet that target. That's what the economic partnership should be. For me, as a young African, educated in OECD countries, for me, that's the new economic partnership. That you invest in us so we meet global standards and global challenges, and I believe it's doable. Finally, Excellency, we invited other people who we believe can contribute to the debate. We've invited researchers from Europe. We're very pleased they could come, thanks to GTZ and others. So in short, Excellency, I have a speech that will be circulated. I have used just portions of it. So the official speech is here. But I took the liberty, Excellency, since I'm in front of you, to say to you, we will not fail. You have told us that we should think about not today. Well, we hope the spirit continues with everybody, what we might call the Senegalese adventurous spirit. Thank you, sir.